Ramesh Dubey and we're Team Data Darinde. And here's our Maishunyan Inventory Intelligence Challenge submission. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate our final working dashboard web app and talk a little bit about the key insights that can be derived from it, the data sets used, and the data handling and cleaning challenges that we faced in the scope of this challenge. So to begin with, uh, uh, so this was the end product of our code that we made use of to host a web app that will show us our dashboard. But first, we can talk a little bit about the data set that was handed to us. So the data set consists of a few XLSX and CSV files. As we can see, from about May through till October, uh, these data matrices files have the sales data of everything that was sold at the restaurant from the menu, and uh, along with these XLSX files, we had something called as the ingredient and the shipment.csvs as well. So these CSV files again had information about the ingredients that go into making any of those items and uh, any information related to that, and the shipments that arrived with those items. The entire challenge has the main motive of this challenge was to minimize loss of inventory, to be able to manage the inventory of Maishunyan in the most efficient way. So without any further ado, we can begin talking about how we started to work on this project. So to begin with, since the data sets over here, we have about 6 XLSX files and 2 CSV files. What we did was we ran a thorough data pre-processing pipeline that we created and made sure that our data set was ready for some basic analysis or EDA to understand better that could eventually help us finally visualize the business insights. Now, the data sets were primarily obtained after pre-processing our original data sets. Um, Now these data sets were merged into one final data.csv, which at the end of it only had about 6 fields comprising of the source page, the source table, the item, the name, the count, the amount, and the month. The source page and source table point out from where the data is being sourced from the 8 data sets, and the item, name, count, amount, and month are able to like give us more information about what item was sold and for how much and which month. So the reason that a lot of the data had to be pre-processed and made to fit into one CSV is that there were a lot of uh, fields that were missing, incomplete, and upon inspection uh, were almost impossible to run a complete analysis on. So instead of failing on a technically impossible hiccup, maybe we made a key smart analytic decision. We treated the sales data as a powerful proxy for inventory demand and consumption. Uh, so this dashboard therefore answers the spirit of every challenge, the question, every question posed by the challenge. by providing deep, actionable insights on menu answers every question posed by the challenge by providing deep, actionable insights on menu performance, which is the number one driver of all inventory decisions. So, for our data integration and feature engineering, the dashboard isn't plotting a CSV, it's performing several key data handling steps to generate new business insights. Uh, Let me show you the data that we arrived at with the 6 fields right here. And as we can see, it's a vast data set with about almost 700 fields, 698 rows to be exact. 668 rows, sorry, to be exact. And for the data cleaning, we converted the amount example for something that's in dollars 6921.6 right here, and count example in inverted commas, uh, from text to numeric types, making them analyzable. For feature engineering, we build custom functions to parse item name strings. Example, steam pork dumplings or beef rice noodle soup, you know, and intelligently categorize them based off of what part of the menu they could comprise from, say, appetizers or beef-based items, something that would help us, you know, understand uh, better while managing our inventory. So these fixed data entry errors, like say, and classifying, say, our steamed dumplings that were under as T, or like better categorized as, uh, maybe appetizers or pork-based dishes or beef-based dishes. So this unlocked our bundling insights via the tree map. Uh, we also made use of time-based aggregation. We created movers and shakers analysis by splitting the 6-month period in half from May through to July and then August through to October, and calculated the percentage growth or decline for every item on Maishunyan's menu. I'm gonna show a little bit of this code. So we imported the required libraries in Python and then set our dashboard design and theme. Uh, the main library that is used for the dashboard execution is Plotly, uh, and this is a little bit of the data cleaning and feature engineering after the the simple pre-processing that combined all of the 6 data sets together. Uh, we can see that we categorized some items as appetizers, some as noodles, rice, combos, drinks, and others into other entrees. Um, we also can see that we loaded, cleaned, and enriched the data uh, to a huge extent. We created something called as a helper function to get the base summary data for what if analysis. And finally, we generated our visualizations. So what we've done in the scope of this project is that to pre-process our data, we used simple NumPy and Panda. To visualize our data, we made use of Plotly Express and Plotly Graph objects. Uh, and finally, to host our dashboard onto a web app, we made use of Streamlit. without wasting more time, I'm going to demonstrate what. So, uh, once we run the Streamlit app, we'll see that in the current state, the MSY final.py file is running in this URL. As we click on it, we will be directed to our web app, which displays my Shan inventory dashboard, turning 6 months of sales data into actionable business intelligence. We have our key insights through our executive summary, which showcases our 4-point action plan for the restaurant. To start off with, our top 21 items that are about actually just 13% of our menu drive almost 80% of the revenue. So we need to worry less about the 80%, that the bottom 80% of the menu, and focus on the ingredients for the critical items in just the top 20%. So the managers should focus their quality control and inventory planning almost exclusively on these critical items. Protect your superstar. Beef ramen, as we can see through almost all of our visualizations, is the undisputed #1 best-selling item. So the ingredients for this dish should ideally never run out at the restaurant. Um, Next, we have our rising star, which comes under a reorder alert, which is the Mize BF chicken cutlet combo. This is our fastest growing item, so we need to increase our stock of its ingredients immediately when we see this. Uh, Finally, we have an overstock alert for something called as a failing item, which comprises of the strawberry sunrise tea, for which it is declining fast. As we can see, these are our beverages, and the strawberry sunrise tea ranks somewhere here. So we obviously have our best sellers and the overstocked item right here. So our focus can be diverted to some other items on the menu and their ingredients. This is our final dashboard. We have the first visualization, which is of the restaurant performance deep dive through from May through to October, which shows our total revenue trend. Each visualization has been given with an option to download our plot as a PNG file, zoom in, pan anywhere as we deem fit on the visualization, zoom in, zoom out, auto scale, reset the axes, and finally check out the entire visualization in full screen. As we can see, this revenue points from May through October, showing our total sales. After this, we have the top 10 revenue driving items classified in this bar plot, which shows our best-selling items ranked from beef ramen through to Mize BF chicken cutlet combo. Then we spoke about the 80-20 rule, or our top 21 items early on in our actionable key insights. This comes from something called as a Pareto analysis, which points at, that where our 80% of our revenue comes from the top 20% of our uh, items or inventory in this case. Uh, we can see the red trajectory of this line here that shows the cumulative revenue percentage, and the bar plots that show the revenue per item of or my Shanyan's menu. Then we have